All right, folks, welcome back again. Today is day 7 with HanziHero. 欢迎大家回来。今天是第7天 right? HanziHero typically has the same. Oh, there way. HanziHero tends to have the same volume because their SRS is slightly different, and their SRS, as you know, compared to Wanikani, is not on a 4-hour rotation. In this case, they're on a 24-hour rotation, and it's always reset at a fixed time. So it resets midnight my time or local time. I don't know if the app normalizes to the person's region, but for me it's at midnight. So it always carries over. It's 10 lessons every day because it's set that way by default. You can always increase it. I kind of like the volume. Usually it takes about 10 hours. I mean 10 hours. 1 hour. Largely because we always have lessons in HanziHero. This looks suspiciously similar to Wanikani. Well, Wanikani and HanziHero are related, so by design they are very similar by UI. Are they made by the same people? No, they are not. However, the developers are without a doubt inspired off Wanikani. This is for Chinese. So the UI and the design is an SRS system using mnemonics. So if you're reading a book like Heisik's Remembering the Kanji, it would be very reminiscent of that as well. These are, when it comes to what is presented, it's usually because these are the functional consequences of displaying and visualizing the GUI. How they approach their mnemonics is very different because they're two different devs. By coincidence, HanziHero actually is also a two-person team. It's two brothers hailed from Tampa, Florida. One is now currently residing. The one that writes most of this stuff is currently residing in Taiwan. And their approach is very different. They're heading towards FSRS design, while Wanikani has no indicator that they're going to head towards that. So Koichi and Viet from Wanikani has a more settled in design because they've been around for over 10 years. And then HanziHero is relatively new. It's less than 3 years old, I'm gonna say, roughly. And they're newer developers, so they're incorporating like lots of flexibilities and whatnot. You can adjust far more things. Is that good or bad? Typically it's a moot point for me. I use defaults and follow whatever the developer's design is because that's more interesting to me. Yeah, and it should look, a lot of the app designs are very similar in layout because they're very efficient. In terms of what's under the hood or what you're paying for basically the human touch, right? The SRS algorithm, they're both actually based probably on the legacy SM2 algorithm from Anki, and then Anki is being developed towards FSRS. Right now it's being tested at FSRS, so it's built still onto SM2 legacy algorithm. However, now they have more flexibility to tune the SRS. So most of your SRS algorithms typically spawn from the same place. So if you're talking about mechanically, it's probably going to be very similar as well. You take the open source and then you modify it on top, right? That's kind of how how people mod and develop source code. So yeah, and also the reason why this may look suspiciously like Wanikani is that Wanikani, and also by investment, Wanikani and HanziHero both made a pledge on their terms of service that there is a Creative Commons proposal. So you are allowed to do this. As long as you make it, you do it, you can take any form of inspiration from their product and then start your own product. This is unlike many other products, and that's largely why I stream and record things from WaniKani and HanziHero, largely because the developers made that pledge on their site in full transparency, that they allow creative content to be produced, even marketed or streamed on commercial platforms. This is not true for things that a lot of people have suggested already. Boom Pro is one of them, and Pleco for Chinese is another. Those are two that do not have a disclosure or an open disclosure that you're allowed to do this. So, I mean, I could email them. That's always a thing in the future, but I don't think I'm going to invest in those because they're proprietary. So, like, and then there are others, obviously, like story apps and whatnot. They're off limits because story apps are published and they have multiple distributions. So you would probably get slapped with a copyright for streaming things on a commercial platform. To summarize all the things. So yeah, you wouldn't be surprised if you see more WaniKani like things and HanziHero by extension. So both of them, largely because their design is freely accessible. So if you wanted to go out of your way and design an app and say, oh, you could do this better, you can probably take inspiration off of either of these two, right? It's kind of like the Duolingo thing, right? Duolingo is free to stream and whatnot. There's lots of availability to stream and whatnot. So if you decide to design a app, you could make it look like Duolingo if you want it, largely because you can see the stuff, right? It's not hidden by proprietary copyright or infringement. That's kind of like how Nintendo will shoot you down if you make something that seemingly looks like Nintendo and smells like Nintendo. In this course, both, but this is set to traditional right now, so this is traditional Chinese. We're doing the traditional Chinese course at the moment, and we're comparing it with all our simplified Chinese knowledge. That is incorrect. From my experience, simplified is easier because I also write Hanzi. And you write with higher frequency in Chinese than in Japanese. So Japanese do have some simplified terms, Japanese simplified characters. However, the Chinese characters are traditional. However, they do not use it as frequently as traditional Chinese. So when you're writing, it slows you down a lot. And a large majority of my study is physically writing the characters. So, however, I do both. So regardless of whether it's easier or harder, I do both. It's irrelevant. Things that are hard or easier doesn't matter, because for me personally, it doesn't matter because I'm choosing to do it. So it's irrelevant if it's easy or hard. The hardest things in life and the hardest things that one will do is all the things they choose not to do. So it's irrelevant if it's easy or hard. It is currently set to traditional though, because I want to compare and contrast with simplified characters. We encountered a few of them already. Yeah. I want to get ahead of it because it's actually a question that gets asked a lot. Are things easier? Are things harder? Which one's better? Which one's worse? My answer typically is I'm using them, so I like all of the things that I use most of the time. I don't make decisions based on things I don't like. And also, it's regardless if it's hard or easy, I'm choosing to do it. So we're gonna be able to do it anyways. That's kind of the idea. What dialect am I learning first? It's whatever my southeast dialect is. I'm not sure if they're teaching Beijing or not. Like these voices are generated, and I don't know it based on what they're generated on. They sound like what I think Chinese sounds like, at least for generated voices. Duolingo also had generated voices, and those generated voices were okay. Also, and when you're talking about dialects, a lot of times people will ask this question too, or make this comment a lot where it's like, oh, it's a shame it sounds so robotic. I'm like, that's irrelevant to me as well. Generally speaking, whatever you sound like, I speak English, so everyone has an accent in English. So if it's a robot English voice, that's fine too. And in Chinese, I feel the same. And Japanese actually. So whoever I end up talking to, you normalize to it, kind of like handwriting too. When someone reads a handwriting, it'll take time to adjust to them, but generally speaking, with enough practice and baseline foundation and listening to a lot of different things, it's usually fine. The reason why I'm saying this is because it's hard for me to distinguish Chinese dialects, since in my life most people have different dialects around me, so you have different accents and whatnot. Am I good enough to notice them? Not really. It's also like I don't really process noticing English accents that well as well. They would have to be like really, really far apart in order for me to understand what dialect it is. Largely is when I hear things, I hear them, and if they make sense, they make sense. I don't think I've encountered a situation where I'm like, I don't understand you because your dialect. And I want to be clear here. In Chinese dialect, the dialect is nearly unintelligible to each other. If you're talking about Japanese, from a Japanese perspective, the dialect might have different like vocabulary choices and possibly like pitch accent differences, but I think it's softer than Chinese dialect. Like if I start saying things like "Wai ji lung gong wa hi sai hu jiu wa wai mami goi papa hu jiu neng ni hu jiu neng ni gong wa goi pung tung neng gong wa me tu ni me tian qing chu gong sino ma ni普通話佢好似話車右聲音佢I don't know what tonality is really, really far apart. So when you're talking about like dialects of Chinese, they are unintelligible to each other most of the time. So I don't know about like the difference. Sometimes there are videos about the difference between like Northern Mandarin, Southern Mandarin, and also Malaysian Mandarin, right? Chinese, and then Taiwanese. There's differences in those, but they're kind of largely intelligible to each other, and I can't really differentiate between them. But yeah, excellent question. This most people teach a default like one dialect of Chinese, and that's standard Mandarin, based on the sound. There are word choices, like if you compare like Kanto, in the Japanese side of things, like Kanto and Kansai dialects, there will be very specific cue words that give away which dialect that is of Mandarin. And Chern, he's Malaysian, gave me a video or linked a video that showed some of the different terms that Malaysian Chinese use over like Taiwan, for example. It was interesting. I didn't really know that for sure. There are definitely tonal differences, and I have a habit of pronouncing specific words that I already noticed tonally by default, because the Fujianese dialect wouldn't use that specific tone. And also, the dialect I speak with my parents have 3 additional tones on top of the standard 5 tones that standard Mandarin has. So Fujianese has 8 tones as opposed to the standard 5. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's a quick summary.
日子
All right. So 日子, 日子, so now we're doing Robin Hood. So Robin Hood inside, no, Robin Hood inside the house's bathroom, shooting arrows at the sun to try to steal the sun. And what's the child's demonic? Zelda. Wait, no, not Zelda. Oh, this is a silent child. So we have a silent child here. And then the child originally was Zelda locked in the basement by Ganon until she's not a child anymore. But because this is it's a silent child. Right? Do you remember that 日子, the one day where you saw a strangely silent child? What a strange 日子. Okay, that's fine. That works. Here are some examples. See if you can spot the word. 今天是 Is that still good? Oh no, 很好日子.
今天是个好日子.
Oh, 是个, yeah, so that's still good. I didn't know if they end up having a double read on that. But that makes sense. That's fine. 今天是个好日子. 日子 ask quickly, so is that 过? It's probably 过. 日子过得很快.
日子过得很快.
Yeah, 日子过得很快. So that's 过. This would be simplified. This is the only simplified character I see, and this is a simplified character. The difference between traditional. These are traditional characters for two simplified characters. Here and here. Common. This is simplified too. Common the. Can't read those. 日子开始了.
他们的幸福日子开始了.
幸福. I actually don't know that. 幸福. Oh, begun. I mean, not begun. This is begun. Happy days. 幸福.
他们的幸福日子开始了.
幸福. I don't recognize this thing. What is this like? Ooh, I do recognize. Ooh. So these are traditional. This is traditional, and this is traditional. All right. Let's do, so we have Silent Child. Oops. Oh, I typoed. I meant to hit 5. Guess we just stay. Alright. That weird day when we saw a silent child.
不用.
不用. Okay. 不用. Ooh, it's Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny in the bathroom putting up a no sign to avoid any danger. To have no danger while taking a bath. And then Yong. Yong is... What was the character we used for Y? The heck was Y? It's not... Is it still Yoshi? No, I don't think we're... Oh, wait. Yeah, we are using Yoshi. So Yoshi is in the bathroom the temple's bathroom, trying to use a rack, but Yoshi doesn't have any clothing, so he just placed a half spotted eggshell on the rack, right? To utilize. Now it's the mnemonic. There's no utility in worrying. You need not worry any further. Interesting. Alright, need not. I can get behind that. No utility, need not. Although no utility kind of also screams something else, like it's not useful. No utility. Well, you can also write it's not useful to worry any further. That still actually works. Alright. Example. 你不用 is that da? It's die. It's probably die something sa. What? Sa.
你不用带雨伞。
You sang. Oh, that's sang. Whoops.
你不用带雨伞。
San. San. Yeah. What's
你不用带雨伞。
you? Oh, that's you. Oh, okay. You sang. So rain umbrella. So that's what you looks like. So this is traditional. These two are traditional. The rest are fine. Okay. 你不用信心. 你不用信心. That's traditional right there.
你不用担心。
Oh, 担心. Oh, that's 担. Oh. Wow. Okay. This. Okay. Man. All right. That's done. Okay. 这个 no. Or yes. No, wait. Yes. 这个 task. Don't know what that right one is. Do not quite sure. 不用画很多事情。
这个任务不用花很多时间。
时间 OK 时间。
这个任务不用花很多时间。
任务 That's woo. Not any woo I'm familiar with at the moment.
这个任务不用花很多时间。
不用花很多时间。Oh, 时间 looks a lot better this way. 时间 but the other one was and then that one got changed to okay. All right. That's a little rough. So tradition actually I'm not sure about this one. Traditional and then these two are traditional. Okay, so Bugs Bunny.
不用。
不用. Let's see. Not needed. No need. Need not. Oh man. Need not. We're gonna end up doing a lot of variances of need not.
用人。
Oh, 用人 to delegate. 用人. So for Ren is Robin Hood in the infirmary. Robin Hood in the infirmary stealing things from people to give to other people. Delegate is to utilize a person to do some task. To delegate. Oh yeah. Yeah. And self-explanatory. Yeah, to delegate. Our director knows how to delegate. I don't know. Woman something oh 让 something 让助让 I don't know. 助让很 is that 冲? No. 用人 knows how to delegate. I don't know what this character is. 会 maybe.
我们主任很会用人。
Oh, that's 会. Okay. It looks like 会. Wow, 会 got really simplified.
我们主任很会用人。
Okay, 主任
我们主任很会用人。我们主任很会用人。
Oh, that's 人 too. No, wait.
我们主任很会用人。
主任 Okay, so 人主任很会用人很会主任 for director 主任 What could that be? Never 他 is 重来 Oh, that's probably 重 Oh, I see the 重 There's the 重 up there 他从来不用人 So that's what 重 looks like
他从来不用人。
他从来不用人他需要 Okay, 需要 slightly different 他需要到的 or no I don't know quite something okay the something the I have a different way of saying this but let's
他需要懂得如何用人。
如
他需要懂得如何用人。
如何 Okay 如何用人懂得
他需要懂得如何用人。
懂得
他需要懂得如何用人。
如何 and 懂得如何用人懂得 no 如何懂得如何用人 或是铁路懂得I'm not familiar with those terms either. Alright. In the future. Future stuff.
用人。
Or delegate.
日日。
日 Okay. Robin Hood shooting at the sun a bunch of times. One day after another day, just another way of saying daily. Ah, okay. Day after day, daily. I would have went with I would have accepted day after day as the mnemonic. Okay. 他日日工作 Okay. 他日日做 No 做饭他日日对 Is that 对 No way 喂 No 对家人 No it's a different thing It's a different thing 家人做饭
他日日为家人做饭。
Way Oh that is way Okay I was gonna say it looks too different from 对 but it could be way like for the family. I'm using the translation obviously to figure out these things too. So, wait, oh my gosh.
他日日为家人做饭。
为家人做饭. Dang, that is so different. You can still see it though. Like there's a stroke, right? And then they put like one stroke in the middle as opposed to all of this stuff in here. Dang. 我们日日跑步. No, not 跑步. We make progress daily. Oh no. No, something.
我们日日进步。
进步 really? One thing. No, I don't think that changed at all. I just don't know the vocabulary. Yeah, no, that didn't change at all. I think these are fine, except for this one. Okay. Whoops. The heck? Oh, whoops.
日日
Okay.
女
All right. New. Right. New. Oh, we got a new one. Napoleon Bonaparte. Are you serious? We suddenly went into... Have we had another historical figure yet? No, we haven't. This is our first one. Now I'm expecting like Abraham Lincoln or something all of a sudden. Napoleon Bonaparte. Jeez. New. No. It's kind of... It's close enough. I guess new doesn't really... they're gonna... Kevin's gonna say, there's no English equivalent. And that's probably gonna happen.
女
The new sound in Pinyin has no English equivalent. Again, beg to differ, but it's more like accents than traditional English phonetics. More like accents. The new sound in Pinyin has no English equivalent. To pronounce the new part of it, make the English E sound and slowly roll your lips. That's pretty good. That's pretty good if that description, if people know what rolling your lips mean, like they're saying Kevin's saying ew, right? You roll your lips together. Ew. So ew, right? Ew. The tongue should remain tense. Kind of. My tongue is fairly loose, but like it's not like flapping around. You keep it still. Afterwards, simply add a N to it. Yeah. So new, right? New, right? For ease of typing, this initial is usually written as NV, where V represents the letter E. Oh, okay, I see. So V for new and U, right? Oh no, but how would they represent? Okay, but there are two U sounds, right? There's U and E and U. So they just switch it to V. Interesting. As opposed to like using G, like NG. We encourage you to write it in this simpler manner when doing reviews. I don't even know how to enter this, like on a shortcut. I don't know what the shortcut is on an English keyboard. Association. We chose Napoleon Bonaparte to represent initial as they both begin with N. All right, fair enough. That's gonna be a one to get used to. What the heck? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've used that syllable at all. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where nye goes. Interesting. Okay. So what was it? NV?
女
Okay. That's gonna take a time to get used to. Okay. The stroke sticking out of the top represents a head. Right. And then the ones each side represents arms. Yep. And then bottom two legs. Yep. And then the bulge beneath the left arm represents the bosom or breast, all of which in turn represents a single woman. That's one way to look at it. It is somewhat similar to the women's bathroom symbol. Oh, is it? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's actually pretty good. I didn't even consider that. It is okay, except a bit more crooked with a bosom instead of a skirt to represent the gender. All right, fair enough. What do we have? 女 好 to be like. Wait, what was this again? Oh yeah, roll. Rule. Wonderful. Meow. Okay. All right. So it's a component, so we only need to know the mnemonic.
女
And then now this is the character. So what is Napoleon going to do in the basement of a house with a woman? Napoleon Bonaparte is locked in the basement of the house as punishment for all the wars he waged. He is dressed up as a woman and is trying to escape by crawling out the window. Napoleon that isn't manly at all. Okay, well. All right. I suppose that paints a very vivid picture. Boy howdy. All right. All right. What a wild example. Okay, 女人 子女 Really? The heck? What the heck? Alright, that's something special. The R. Yeah, the R is really special there. Su. Shu. 女数. Okay. Wait. Pronunciation. So how do I do this? NV basement.
女
Okay. All right. Okay.
佣人 女
日子
日子
日子 用
不用
Uh,
Như. 日日
all right. More lessons. All right, so we have our second set of lessons here. West, she, okay, he, we have cowboy. Oh, that's what that looks like? Oh man, I didn't even make the connection with the radical, this radical with that. Dang. Oh, really? Alright. So we have Xena, right? Xena in the house. Xena in front of the house. Doing what? With a cowboy. The heck? Alright, so this is called the cowboy. Oh, I can kind of see it. It's a picture. It's a guy with a hat. This component almost looks like a logo for a brand that would be burnt into a Oh. Oh. Oh, interesting. But we can take it to represent a cowboy. Who would do that branding? In its expanded form, it looks like... Oh, see, interesting. I don't think that mnemonic helps very much. A cowboy burned into cowboy brand? I mean, I can kind of see it. Sort of. That one is, you know, I could picture it more of a... Okay, I'm gonna picture it more of a cow with a hat on it. She... Yao. Yeah, Yao. So that's what that is. What the heck is waste? Yao. Yao. Float. Piao. Really? Piao and Piao. Wow, okay. I could kind of see a combination balance here from the cowboy radical. Alright.
She.
Okay, she has the cowboy. Okay. So what is Xena doing? Xena is in front of the house where she is participating in a Wild West reenactment. Alright, sure. Next to her is a cowboy, and she herself wears her usual garb of warrior princess attire. They pretend to ride horses and run towards the west as Xena and the cowboy yells Yahoo. You could kind of see her fitting in. I think she's rode horses before in the show, right? Interesting. A cowboy reenactment. Wild West reenactment. Alright. Is that Dong? No. Shoot. Wait. Oh, that is Dong. Oh. Dongxi. Xibei. Xi. Shi. Xi. Southwest. Xi. What is it? Mian? Yeah, Nan. Oh yeah, Nan. Jinan. Jinan. Suit. No idea. Oh, whoa. Oh, okay. The top left radical is adjusted. I see. Oh, there's Sub-Zero. So the top left radical is adjusted. See. Juan? So hard to read because of the little, like, diagonal stuff. It's so hard to see the tone marker. Alright. Xena in front of the house in a Wild West reenactment. Nailed it. You got some good news? Oh yeah?
C.
What's the good news, Sub-Zero? What do you got? You've made a decision on your elective. Is that the good news? If it's not, I'm disappointed. You remember that project that you made me miserable last semester? Yeah. Go on. Group project? Yes. Go on.
Call.
Oh. Oh, we got the mouth. It's a pass. Kermit the Frog! Alright, so we got Kermit the Frog in the basement of the bakery. Oh no. Does Kermit the Frog find a severed hand as well? We'll see.
K.
Okay, K for Kermit the Frog. Okay. Got it. Got it. The name Kermit also begins with K, so we choose him to represent. Kermit is a fictional talking frog from the American children's show Sesame Street. Alright. All. Ah. Kong. To overcome. How is this cone? A hole. Well, we got a D on the project, no surprise, but I managed to clutch an A on the individual, which brings it up to a B at least. Nice. Wow, a D. It was that bad, huh? You weren't exaggerating. Nice. You know what they say about B's? B's get degrees. You know what's funny about that saying, Sub-Zero? The insert letter grade and get degrees. It's funny because B, C, and D are all near rhymes with degree. So you could say it for all the middle letters. You know, when they say C's get degrees, like, so does B's. So does B's. B's get degrees, C gets degrees, D gets degrees. They are all near rhymes. A's don't get degrees, I know, right? What would be the rhyme for A's? And F's totally don't get degrees, but hey, how would you do a rhyme with that? Oh, A's get paid? Ooh. that might be a little that might be a little trigger. That might be a trigger saying we better not say that. A's get paid. Oh no, I think I might have just started an internet fire war with that one. Anyways. Good job. Good job on your individual exam. So that round up in your favor, actually. So your professor rounded up to a B. Because the midpoint would be between a B and a C, so they rounded up to an A as opposed to rounded down to a B. Rounded down to a C, which is nice. Oh, because the individual counted for more. Ah, I see. And that shifts it up to B. That makes sense. Yeah, that 20% shift on the letter grade. So it didn't end up in between a B and a C. Nice. Well, there you go. Oh, wow. It's only worth 30%. And yet... See. Well, good enough. Good enough. Good job. Good job on acing the individual exam. Yeah. Do you guys convert the numerical into a letter grade, or do you just give letter grades and then maybe convert them to point system or something? Is it the point is it like quantized letter grades into a point system, or do you get a raw number and then assign them like a percentage and then assign them a letter grade afterward? So Kermit,
K.
a square mouth, gapped. I don't even know what this word is. A gapped? A gap? Agape? I'm kidding. It's not agape, but a gapped? Wide open? A gapped? It's oh man, it's so weird. A square mouth, a gapped? Wait, let me hear.
Agape.
A gape. Oh, a gape. Of course it would be the one time I don't use the American A. Agaped or gaped in awe or confusion, or maybe it's sighing. But one thing is for sure is definitely a mouth. I think when mixing them, they calculate with each individual point score. Ah, okay. So what do we have? She call me. Wu. Interesting. Wu. Chang. Chang. Sorry, Chang. Wrong tongue. Chang to ridicule. Oh, wow. Okay. So you still okay. Tall. Interesting. I didn't know that. Let's see. We're doing mouth. This is a component.
Call.
Call, and then call has call in it. All right, Kermit the Frog. Okay, so what is Kermit the Frog doing in the basement of the bakery again? Is he scarfing down egg tarts? Kermit the Frog is chilling in the basement of the bakery, his mouth covered with flour that he has been trying to eat. Oh, come on. Of course, he is a puppet, so each handful of flour he sticks in his mouth just hits it and falls right out of it. Alright, falls right back out. Alright. I'm not sure if it's automated or if the prof is involved with assessing the final grade after both have been graded. Oh, okay. Oh, automated process. I haven't even considered that perspective. Yeah, like they enter and then it's automated. That is a distinct possibility to consider. What is 人口? What does 人口 mean? 人口. Oh, 人口, 人口. 人口, 口, 口. 香口. 口水. Oh, 口水. I had no idea. It's a lot. That makes so much sense. Mouth juice. Mouth water. There is a word for juice, but mouth water. 口水. 进口. 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 And then 口口味. Oh yeah, 口味. Because 味道, 口味. Okay. I see. Man. I love how little Chinese is. You gotta love it. Like this is mountain mouth. So it's the mountain pass. It's the opening in the mountain. So 香口. The opening in the mountain is the mountain mouth, the mountain pass. Great. And then this, well, wei is in wei dao as in the flavor or like a flavor. So if you have mouth flavor, it's the taste. Yeah, that's pretty good. 京口 is pretty good too. Basically, it's oh no, that's kind of harder. I was gonna be more like, oh, so it's close, something in close proximity, so you're bringing into something. So like the mouth could be a portal, right? It could be a gate, right? A portal. So it's bringing within the mouth, like bringing to the mouth, close to the mouth. So you're bringing into, as in importing, as opposed to exporting. So you could put like, maybe if I had to guess, you could replace call with something, or like jing with something that deals with bar. So like way call or something, like outside call, and it will look like a box that's going away, and then that would be export. I don't know. I'm guessing. This you kind of have fun with these type of things, you know. Perhaps this type of stuff makes it easier for kids to pick up the language. I hope so. I hope so, because I would love to see more people interested in this stuff. No? Why does this keep saying -1? Number of lessons left. Oh, -1. What the? That must be a lower limit indicator. -1. As in there aren't any more lessons, like it's a -1. Like, how do you have -1 lessons left? Oh, I know what happened. Because oh, I know the programming. I know why there's a -1, because they interject. The order of operations is different. Occasionally you'll have an extra element that gets sieved in there, so there was actually one lesson from the base lesson, and you end up getting -1. That kind of, it's hard to describe, but maybe I'll see it in the future and I'll demonstrate. But basically, retroactively, there were a specific number of lessons. However, they might have had to insert another lesson in the order. So when the default number was already in there, but when they inserted the extra lesson, it counted. So it counted backwards one more time. So it became -1, which you can see it as you're going. These boxes down here, there are some boxes that get inserted into it, so it wasn't already projected to have a certain number of lessons, so then it might have subtracted from the base number again, which creates a -1. that makes sense. It's a common oversight. Like I've done that before, where you have a counter and you set the number of like your counter up with a base number, and you realize that, oh yeah, you have to go back and add something, and then suddenly all your numbers start counting to the opposite side. Hello there, Chibi. Hello there. All right, so anyways, this one's a lot of fun, Sub-Zero. So, oh, by the way, I lied. I was reading the forums, right? I read the forums every day, by the way. Now I read Wanikani's forum and HanziHero forum every day, to like keep up on stuff. There is a mobile app. They are working on. They do upkeep a mobile app, Sub-Zero. Unlike Wanikani, which doesn't have an official mobile app support, but there are like third-party apps based on its design, because Wanikani has that clause. This actually has an officially supported app. So Kevin upkeeps the app as well. So that's crazy that Kevin and Phil is doing both. App management is requires a lot of resources. So kudos to them. Reminds me of when you set a parameter n equals 32, but the counter starts at 0, so you gotta do an n-1. Yes. Oh yeah, it could be an n-1 thing too, actually. It might actually be an n-1 thing as well. So we don't know. That's a very good point, because of starting at 0. Oh, you're right. That might be a consideration. And I don't know which direction it went. Actually, you could produce a -1 by forgetting or adding that, depending on how they offset it. That's a good point. You just gotta love these coding ruminations, huh? I would point this out to Kevin, but that's fine. I mean, it doesn't bother me at all. I don't usually bother devs about these things, but it's pretty funny. Yes, it's been a long time, Chibi. How have you been? What have you been doing? How was your vacation? I hope you had a vacation. It's been several holidays, potential holidays, depending on where you are and stuff, since the last time we spoke. Let's see. So, what do we have? Kermit the Frog in the basement. of the bakery.
Call.
I really like the mnemonic structure that they're doing. It feels like a puzzle game. I was talking about this yesterday. The way they construct the mnemonics, in this, it's very, for lack of a better word, I don't know what their heritage is, like Kevin and Bill, but it's very Chinese. It's so appropriately or ironically Chinese, yeah, or coincidentally Chinese, where the building blocks are funny. So I deliberately like to use the mnemonic because they're building blocks, and as opposed to the mnemonics themselves are building blocks, which is very different from Wanikani. Wanikani is predicated on complexities, like uh, strictly complexity, and it's eccentricity. The memory technique they use, they lean on eccentricity. So the more elaborate or exotic it is to create like that feeling and an emotional impact, which is a very useful technique. Of course, you can make building blocks, but building blocks can adulterate its eccentricity. So like if you keep making it into a structured thing, it becomes less eccentric, right? So it's a different take on building your mnemonics. Your real vacation was last year to Japan. Nice. How was it? Wait, did we talk about this already? I don't think we talked about this. Yeah, Japanese vacation. Wait, was it between the last time we talked and now? This is a pass. Okay. Cowboy? Do you see the cowboy? Sub-Zero? Do you see the cowboy in this component? It's a tough one. I didn't get... You can't remember, but it was April? Oh, okay. Okay. I'm not sure either. Oh, that was a while ago. So, what have you been up to then? Outside of your vacation? Unless you want to talk about your vacation. Maybe some of the details I might remember. No. Xena in front. Xena outside the house doing a Wild West reenactment.
C. K.
Did you just say K? Oh, K for Kermit. Yeah, they pronounce it after then. They don't pronounce it in the beginning. Before. Just kidding. You worked and more work to earn monies to go on more vacations. That sounds solid. Do you have a break in the winter time from the work, or do you just keep working through the entire time? I can empathize with that. When I was a little bit younger, work. Although I suppose this would qualify as work as well at the moment. Here is summer 24/7, so no winter. Oh no, I wasn't talking about the seasons. Like, I think you're taking it a little too literal. Maybe rainstorms and floods. That's fair, but I think you're taking it too literally. I'm talking about like the time frame. Like you know, the last couple months. What have you been up to the last couple months? We're talking about Q1. Okay, we'll use numbers instead. What have you been doing in Q4? We'll make it sound like business. What was your Q4 activity like? You're taking it a little too literally. I'm not talking about like literal winter and literal summer. Q4. Since you already said Q2 was Japan. You went to a theme park and then fell sick. Oh. Well, what was a theme park like? A theme park, huh? I haven't been to a theme park in a couple years now, I think. Kermit the Frog in the basement of the bakery
烤
throwing flour into his mouth. Nice. Now we got our 21 review, so let's go and do that. Like rides and stuff? What was the theme of the park? You got on a ride which makes the rider go up and down and 360 all around? Okay. And then you fell sick? Oh, that's what you mean. Oh, that's interesting. Do you get motion sickness? I got 360 and then you fell sick. I'm sorry to hear about that. Hopefully you were off the ride before you fell sick. Was this your first time? Oh, just feverish? Okay. Was this the first time you've gone to a theme park, or do you usually go to theme park? Your body said no. Is this the first time? Sorry to hear that. Work. Oh. Component. Oh, crossbeam. Okay. Yoshi.
一
不行.
"不行
What did they want for this? I'm gonna write not okay, but they want something else? Oh no, they didn't want something. Oh, can't do. That's right. Can't do is what they want. I should write that. I keep writing not okay, but okay. So they're looking for can't do. Oops. I'll write a note and then we'll review at the end. It means cannot. 不行. No. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. But it can mean cannot. There are other things that can mean cannot as well. In terms of English, it's a English synonym thing. It's silent child. So we have to do silent child. Oh, I mistyped. I meant to type 1. Our kid? Yeah, we're doing Mandarin right now. This is Mandarin. Yeah, car kid. 车子. But you can just say 车 most of the time. I don't know why they want the, but maybe they're teaching. It's from, maybe they're teaching from the
诗
from a specific point of view. But I don't usually use 这 with 车. 行人.
行人
How'd they go with it? Oh, yeah, that's right. Pedestrian. It sounds like kidnapping. Car kid. True. Silent kid. 车子.
车子
Weird looking hand. Rufus 5. What did they go with here? Oh, this is the character. That's fine.
一 的
Pawn shop. Pawn shop was on.
安
Gandalf is G.
歌
I don't know, so GG. I know all of this stuff already. We're using this to catch up with like their mnemonics. So whenever you're like you're answering questions that I'm not asking. So when I say what is this, I'm talking about their mnemonics. I'm not talking about the meaning of the character. What did they use for this? It was Gandalf. Gandalf in front of the temple. Gandalf in front of the temple watching monks carry crossbeams while doing work on the temple. Yes.
Gong.
Work. This is E final. This is O.
O.
This is N.
N.
N. What they use for this? S. Who is S? Again, that's not. That's again, Chibi. You have to understand. It's. I know what it is. That's not okay. I'm gonna reiterate. It has nothing to do with what it is, but we're talking about the mnemonic here. Like you really have to be paying attention. It's actually very very concerning how they're repeating the same thing. Let's see. Who was used for S? SH? Who's SH? Oh, Shrek. Right. So Shrek in front of the pawn shop, creating a mountain of mud.
Shan.
Dracula in the bathroom of the auditorium with a big bloodstain on his tuxedo.
Da.
Shrek in the basement of the bakery and discovering a severed hand that leaped at him.
Shou.
Yeah, severed hand. All right, that's all our review, and that's it for this segment. And it took exactly in fact, about an hour. Yeah, so it's about an hour every day on HanziHero, largely because of their SRS, how their SRS works. And then let's do our review, do our writing portion here. It's about an hour and a half, hour to hour and a half each day. Very consistent. Okay, so That was from yesterday. All right, so we have New Year's. So we need a special note, right? Also using V. And Napoleon. The heck was K stand? Oh, Kermit. Okay, cowboy. Mouth agape. Mouth agape. This is a picture. A picture. How did they go about connecting these two? I think this is a pass. So we do pass. Oh no, wait. We don't do a pass. We won't do a pass in a bit. Actually, we're gonna use the standard pinging notation for this portion. All right. So, and then let's do these as well. I made an error on this one. Silent child. Youngren. Ritz. Bu Yong. Okay. All right, so let's produce this. So we have Napoleon basement. Or yes, Napoleon basement. Oh, this one was wild. Napoleon basement. Basement of house. Basement of house. He's locked in the basement, dressed up like a woman. No, let's just not think about it too hard. As punishment for his war crimes. Okay, we have Xena. In front of the house. Oops. In front of the house, reenacting a Wild West reenactment with a cowboy. And then we have Kermit in the basement of the bakery. Trying to feed flour into his mouth. It just falls out. There we go. What else can we do to elaborate on this section? Something we always have to remember. It's a silent child. Actually, probably easier. Silent child in car. That makes sense. That's fine. So silent child sitting in a car. Use we're gonna say put people to use sun across sky. Oh wait, that doesn't, wait, how does this work? What was the mnemonic for this? A silent child? Oh, weird day encountering silent child. Day after day to day is daily, and no use, so no need, a need not. Okay. Yep, that's about it. And I had a typo on this one. I typed 4 instead of 1. Okie dokie. Well, that's it for HanziHero. And then we're gonna switch to our third thing. Yeah, today we have some extra things to do, so we're kind of swapping up the schedule, Jiao. You have to get a little bit earlier. Usually I start around now, actually. I usually start around now. Until we started drifting like 2 to 3 hours later and later. So there we are. Not too bad. Pretty quick. So it seems like now HanziHero is pretty much the consistent horse. So it's kind of ironic that a person that right now is complaining about HanziHero's consistency over Wanikani's stagger stacking, and then Wanikani is stagger stacking, but then that thing feels kind of dynamic. Your spring semester starts. Nice. What do you have on your spring semester, Joe? All right, so let's wrap this up. There you have it. I'll be back tomorrow with HanziHero, right? So for those who are interested in Chinese only, Mandarin only, and HanziHero, this is a very consistent experience. I can see the review ticking up. So if you're gonna watch this later, 谢谢, right? Until next time, to those peeps, 下次, right? 下次见, right? I'm gonna be switching gears again, so I'm gonna get up, stretch a little bit this time. I'm gonna take a little bit of a stretch. It's already been close to 2 hours, and then I'm gonna switch gears one last time. Just finished first deep learning class. Ooh, deep learning. Gonna have to pick your brain about CS at some time. All right, so I'll be back in a bit.